Hi, my name's Sarah. I'm going to be doing a talk today on why we self-sabotage and ways we can stop sabotaging ourselves. So we can consciously sabotage ourselves, which is when we are aware of what we're doing. We can subconsciously self-sabotage ourselves when we subconsciously just take a course of action and we're not aware why we're doing it and what we're doing. Now, ultimately, both are due to your belief system. It's your belief system that governs your health, your abundance, your joy, your ease, your career, your relationships. In fact, governs everything in your life. Now, let's talk about subconsciously self-sabotaging yourself first. Let's take a scenario. Imagine a 7-year-old girl, and she quite likes maths, but she's average at it. However, her maths teacher doesn't like her for some reason, and he's always humiliating her in front of the class. So she's eventually going to stop trying at maths, and she's going to start having thoughts along the line of, there must be something wrong with me, I'm no good at maths, thoughts like that. And when you have a thought over and over again, or a mental image over and over again, that's how you form your beliefs. So these now become her beliefs, that I'm not good enough, there must be something wrong with me, I'm not good at maths, etc., etc. Now, your body, you're not your body, you are the divine consciousness, the soul inside the body. Your body is highly intelligent, and your body has an innate intelligence for survival and thriving and ascension. But your body believes everything it sees and hears and experiences as true. It can't tell the difference. So your body is taking on these belief systems too. I'm not good enough, there's something wrong with me, etc., etc. And your body also feels its own emotions. So your body's going to be feeling emotions along the lines of anxiety, maybe guilt, maybe shame. Shame is the belief that there's something wrong with you. So it's going to be taking on it's going to be creating the feeling of shame. It's going to be creating feelings like unworthiness, worthlessness, undeserving, things like that. And it stores these in its cells, and this is called your cellular memory. Now we're going to fast forward 15 years, and the girl is now a woman, and she's looking for a job, and she's looking through the paper, and there's a list of jobs, but some of them involve maths. Now, your subconscious mind is where you store your beliefs, and it is your role of your subconscious mind to keep you safe. So your subconscious mind processes data, billions bits of data per second. It's extremely fast, and it's always flicking through its belief system to keep you safe. So it's flicking through its belief system, and what it's going to do is red flag any beliefs which it thinks will put the woman in danger. So it comes along these beliefs, it comes across these beliefs. I'm not good enough, there must be something wrong with me, I'm no good at maths. And it red flags these, and what it does, it plays them over and over again as mind tapes. Now, consciously she can't hear them, subconsciously she can. The body picks up on these beliefs, and it triggers that cellular memory in the body. So the body is going to start creating those same feelings: unworthiness, undeserving, shame, maybe guilt, anxiety, fear, etc. Then the ego comes into play. Now, your ego is your personality self, and it is the role of your ego to also keep you safe. So your ego is picking up these feelings from your body, and your ego perceives a threat here. So your ego then comes in with its own anxieties and fears, and it starts playing. The ego is the voice you hear in your head. It's going to start playing along the lines of, what if these people laugh at me? What if I can't do this job? What if I can't do the maths involved in this job? So what the woman is going to do is she's going to discount all those jobs that involve maths. Now she's completely unaware of all this stuff going on. She'll be able to hear the what ifs, and she will probably be able to feel a bit of anxiety and a bit of worry, but she has been completely sabotaged by her mind's beliefs, her body's memories, and the anxieties and fears from her ego. Now you, as I say, you are the divine consciousness in the body, and we are always creating and choosing, dependent on our beliefs. And 95% of what you create and what you choose is done subconsciously. You're not even aware of it. So you are always creating and choosing either brilliant opportunities for yourself, or you're going to be always sabotaging wonderful opportunities for yourself, depending on your belief system. Now, consciously self-sabotaging, this is when you choose the hard path over the easy path. You choose something that's not in your best interest. You deny yourself pleasures, or you deny yourself something that's good for you. And these are usually down to three things. It's usually down either to fear and anxiety, guilt and unforgiveness towards yourself, or shame. I think I've mentioned shame is the belief that there's something wrong with you. Shame, which then also results in feelings such as unworthy, worthlessness, and undeserving. Now, I had a lot of shame from sexual abuse as a child, and a lot of guilt and unforgiveness. Although it wasn't my fault, it was unforgiveness for putting myself in the position to be assaulted, and which has meant I have had a very long time being emotionally and mentally cruel to myself. And when it's like this, it's really a form of self-abuse as well as self-sabotage. Some people actually do physically abuse themselves, and again, this is can be a form of self-sabotage. You know, people can do drugs, drinking, overeating, even cutting themselves, physically harming themselves. But you, as a divine being, you're here to experience. You're here to learn and grow, and you don't judge experiences as good as bad, or as good or as bad. You just cross them off your to-do list. You, as a divine being, say, "Great, I've done that. I can cross it off my list. Let's go and experience something else." It's purely your ego's judgments, which are saying this is something bad or this is something good, and it's these judgments that can keep you stuck. So really, we're under the spell of our mind's beliefs, our body's memories, and our ego's judgments, fears, and anxieties. And the trouble is that we think they're true, and we think they're coming from us, but they're actually not. You know, you as a divine being, you don't want to be small. You don't want to fit in. You don't want the status quo, because it doesn't lead to much learning and growth, does it? You want to learn and experience and get out there and have fun. It's really just that's the fears and anxieties and judgments coming from your ego. So let's just talk a little bit about fear, because unless you are in immediate danger, fear is not real. It's actually an illusion. It's coming from your body's memories. It's coming from your beliefs that you made. Most beliefs are made in your childhood or from other lives, so they're not actually relevant now, are they? It's coming from your ego with its worries about the future, its anxieties about the future. So fear, unless you're in immediate danger, is an illusion. And if you think you have a lot of fear causing you to self-sabotage yourself, I have done a talk on the illusion of fear on my Facebook page. Guilt and unforgiveness, same thing, it's just an illusion. You know, everybody makes mistakes. In fact, there are no mistakes, everything is divinely perfect. And you have always, always, always done the best you could based on your programming, your conditioning, your beliefs, and your knowledge. So there actually is no guilt and there is no unforgiveness. And forgiving yourself is very important. I have done another talk on, it's one are called karma and it's got unforgiveness in it. So if you need to forgive yourself, it might be worth you looking at that one. And let's just mention shame and the unworthiness and the undeserving. You are the divine being, and you are perfect as you are, and you are still as perfect as the day you came into this body. And no matter what you've been through, you are still divinely perfect, you are still divine, you are still pure, you are still innocent. It's just your ego's judgments. So I have done another talk on the illusion of guilt and shame. So if you're being affected by guilt and shame, I'd recommend that you listen to that one too. They're all on my Facebook page. So other ways you can self-sabotage. You can dumb yourself down to fit in and to belong. You can procrastinate, and this is usually down to fear. You know, you have some things that you really need to do, but you keep putting them to the bottom of your to-do list, and you choose everything else above them. You can become a martyr and put everybody's needs above yourself. This often is due down to unforgiveness. You can have a fantastic idea, and then a few seconds later you're discounting it because you're being sabotaged by fear, and you're listening to the what ifs from your ego. Oh, well, what if it's going to cost too much money? What if I can't do it? What if it fails, etc., etc. You know, there's nothing wrong with failure. We have a fear of failure, but there's actually nothing wrong in failure. It's just a way to learn and grow. And then we can also self-sabotage due to ancestral patterns. So have a look at your parents and your grandparents. Can you see if they self-sabotage too? Sometimes we as a soul actually agree to break those habits. So it might be that you've actually chosen to stop those self-sabotaging habits. So for a few weeks, you need to become an observer of your thoughts, your feelings, your habits, the ways you self-sabotage yourself, what choices you make, what triggers you, and especially the way you talk to yourself. So carry a notebook around with you for a couple of weeks and make a note, and then you can work out hopefully you can work out what some of your beliefs are, some of your limiting beliefs, and you also might be able to work out whether you're self-sabotaging yourself due to fear, the guilt and unforgiveness, or the shame and then the unworthiness. And to stop it really takes, it's quick action. When you find yourself just about to self-sabotage yourself, you can ask yourself, what's in my best interest here? What am I programming myself with here? What is the kindest thing I can do to myself here? Try and make lots of small changes rather than one big one. Making changes actually involves making new neural pathways in your brain. And when you do lots of small shifts, you actually stick to them rather than having one big shift. Then it's easy to slip back into your familiar pattern. So lots of small changes add up to one big shift. Don't berate yourself if you fall. We are wired up to go back to the familiar, so it's really easy to slip back into those old habits. Treat yourself often if you think it's coming from undeserving or unworthiness. Now, it might be useful to know that if you have been through a traumatic experience in the past, your amygdala gland, which is in your brain, can become shocked, and that means it becomes oversensitive. So you will find yourself overreacting to situations. You may find yourself jumping at shadows and perceiving threats where there are none. It's basically you're stuck in fight or flight mode. If that's the case, things like essential oils help. EFT, which is tapping, and you can also ask spirit for help. And spirit I call God, the ascended masters, or the angels. You can help them, ask them to help you calm down your amygdala glands. It really is you being in a form of survival mode rather than thriving and learning, and it's basically overwhelm. Now, ME, in my opinion, is a form of overwhelm, and it's basically your body sabotaging yourself. Your body's decided the best course of action to keep yourself safe is to keep you in bed. So your body is creating this feeling of tiredness, so people are stuck in bed. Something like fear can also manifest itself in your body, quite often manifests itself as problems in your knees and hips. The shame, the guilt and unforgiveness can often manifest itself as autoimmune problems, as allergies, or as gut problems. So you need to practice self-love, self-trust, self-compassion, self-forgiveness. If these are difficult, start off with self-acceptance, then self-approval, and build up to self-love. It's a very pesky fly here. Send love. If you feel your ego sabotaging you, send a burst of love to your ego. Reassure it that you're safe and that you are the divine being in the body. If your body feels fearful, send a burst of love to your body and reassure your body it's safe. You know, you can give your body a cuddle. It's okay, body. You're safe. Nothing's going to hurt you. And thank your body for looking after you too. It appreciates that. Now, you can also be influenced through your dreams. Now, you have many dreams at night. You only remember a very small percentage of them. Spirit actually helped me see some of my dreams. And as I said before, I had a lot of this guilt. And so I was influencing myself through my dreams to perpetuate this feeling of guilt. So what would happen is that I would have lots of dreams where I was given somebody's animals or children to look after, and I would forget to feed them and give them water, and they would die. And so I would be waking up with this feeling of guilt in the morning. And Yeshua, Jesus actually said to me, well, we actually choose our dreams. So these were being created by my ego mind. So one thing you can do is ask Spirit for help. Help you know your limiting dreams and your limiting beliefs. Now, as I said before, that if we feel an emotion strongly, it can become stuck in your body and your energy field, and in our body's cells. It's stored as cellular memory. And this really can affect you. So one thing you can do before you go to bed is just ask the angels at night to put their energies through you and around you and help clear that stuck emotional energy from your body. Now, you may feel a little bit of warmth, you may feel a little bit of tingling. Sometimes you feel your body as a jolt, your body give a little jolt. And that's like your arm or your leg jolting. And that's the same as if you have a dream and you're walking down the steps and you miss a step and your leg jolts. It's exactly the same thing. If you feel an emotion come up, you know, don't hide from it, or don't try and push it away. Sit with it. See what emotion it is. See if it's got a message for you. And then you can just simply say, this feeling of, then whatever it is, I feel it, I honor it, and I let it go with love. It's not mine and it's not me. Angels, please take it away. You can, if you feel an emotion, you can send love and joy to it. You can send love and forgiveness to it. Joy is an antidote to fear, and forgiveness is an antidote to guilt or shame. So sending love and joy and forgiveness is going to help you transmute those emotions. Praise yourself often. So once a day, or even twice a day if you can, just tell yourself something, just say it out loud if you can. I'm amazing, I'm wonderful, I'm the amazing divine being in this body. I am talented and gifted, I am beautiful, I'm an amazing daughter or son, I am wanted, I am significant. Things like that. And these are going to help recreate your new beliefs. Now, it takes at least 30 days to make a new habit. So it does take perseverance, and it takes at least 21 days to bring in a new belief. And the way to bring in a new belief is to constantly write it, read it, say it, think it, sing it, as many different ways as you can. So maybe write it down on post-it notes and stick them around your house. You can set it as a screensaver. You can set them to pop up as reminders on your phone. As many different ways as you can. It's something that you just need to keep seeing and hearing and telling yourself over and over again. Okay, so I hope you found that useful, and many blessings from my heart to yours.